We did that only to see who were the followers. We weren't really serious about that Qibla. Who turned on his heels? Who didn't? We just wanted to test you with that Jerusalem Qibla. Now we're going to give you the real Qibla. And what's the real Qibla? Well, you see, you couldn't have this as your Qibla if you were in Mecca, could you? Because you're in the Qibla. It's not easy. Okay, you can do it towards the Kaaba, but the point is that it really has to take place outside of Mecca, when you're somewhere else, that you can pray towards Mecca. You follow me? So this has to be almost a Medinese innovation. So now we'll give you the real Qibla. And what's the real Qibla? Mecca, where you came from. We'll make you turn in prayer towards a Qibla which is more dear to you, 144. So now turn your place, turn yourself towards what? The inviolable place of worship. And what's that? The Kaaba. The Kaaba. And who founded the Kaaba? Abraham. What happened to it in the meantime? It became polluted with idols. And what are Muslims going to do? Purify of the idols. But do they? Is the black stone an idol, or what is it? Well, it's so traditionally part of the pilgrimage aspects of the Meccan shrine that it remains. Now, we don't know who put the black stone down. Obviously, Abraham didn't. So, you know, it's in the traditional lore of the past, but I assume the black stone was originally pagan. But I don't want to argue with a Muslim about that. I'm just saying that's what I assume. I know that a Muslim would think something else about it. Maybe an angel put it down. I don't know what the explanation would be. But in any case, the point generally, forget the black stone, is that we're going to purify the Kaaba of the idols which were introduced there. But the original Kaaba pilgrimage is going to remain the same, basically. 7 times circumnavigate the Kaaba and other associated practices that pilgrims did previously with the Kaaba now will be absorbed into Islam, much like the Christians absorbed pagan holidays into Christianity. You know how Christmas has absorbed so many things? Reindeers, Easter egg, reindeers, Christmas trees, Nordic symbols from Norse legend, Easter eggs, which are really Mediterranean fertility symbols, fish symbols, Mediterranean Osiris sort of fish, and so on. All these are absorbed from pagan religions to make the religions more comforting, more familiar. In South America, the same thing is done. So that's going to be a similar thing with the pilgrimage here. That's going to come in now as a total package the way it was, but it's ascribed to Abraham. You say, well, didn't he do it? Well, I don't know which evidence you're thinking about. Did he do it in the Bible, the Judeo-Christian Bible? No, he didn't do it in the Judeo-Christian Bible. So, I mean, it may be a traditional view of things, but I'm not going to gainsay it or not, but the point is, it's going to be ascribed to him. Whether you think he did or not, that's for you to decide. I don't even know when Abraham lived, and I don't even know if he was a real historical character, but I told you originally somewhere in the class that poetry is truer than history. In the mind of the poet, what the poet announces, the Iliad, the Odyssey, Homer, and so on, the great heroes, Agamemnon, Achilles, etc., what the poet describes, Apollo, Zeus, etc., these are more true than anything else. And what actually happened, that doesn't even matter once the poet gets a hold of things. So, once we have Abraham in the Old Testament, whether he really existed or not, I don't even say in the Old Testament. We've discussed this in Old Testament classes. Once he's there, then what the poet makes him do is truer than what history could ever be, because that's what people remember, and people have no idea what he actually did. So anyway, I don't know if he founded the Kaaba or not. That's for you to decide. So we turning your face to heaven. Now, brother, we shall make the eternal prayer towards the Qibla more dear to you. And ye, whosoever you turn your faces, when you pray toward it, lo, those who have received the Scripture know it, and this is the truth. So, and more about the Qibla. And even if they brought unto those who received the Scripture all kinds of potents that would not follow the Qibla, nor canst thou be a follower of their Qibla, nor some of them followers of the Qibla of others. And if thou should follow their desires after the knowledge which hath come to you, then surely you would be among the evildoers. So, prayer and prayer direction, which is the second pillar of Islam, it's called you want to put the pillars of Islam, the first pillar is Shahada, the witness to the oneness of God. And we had that momentarily back when we say God is one or something like that. And now we have the second pillar, Salat, which is prayer. And we're going to have all the pillars come in here now. All the official bases, foundation pieces of what Islam is founded on, called the 5 pillars of Islam. It's not laid out like that, but the theologians pull it out of here. Okay, so prayer has now been put in, the direction of prayer. Let's see what else we can do. We've already had zakat, which is the poor due. I think that's down here someplace. I don't remember what number it is, but zakat is the poor due. He's spoken about that already. We don't need it. All we're missing here are, we're going to do the Hajj, because we're talking about Mecca, which is the pilgrimage to Mecca, and then we're going to talk about Ramadan. So we're going to have all the 5 pillars here. Those are the 5 pillars of Islam. And Bill, I said, tell us the 5 pillars of Islam. Well, read any of the textbooks. They're the easiest thing to describe. That's what makes Islam so accessible, because it's packaged so well that the believer knows what it is that he's required to do, where a religion like Judaism, no one knows what they're required to do at all. Totally amorphous. And the Jews are totally puzzled by their own religion. Christians often have the same problem, although it's a little better packaged than Judaism. But Islam is perfectly packaged. And it comes out of these surahs. Okay, so we have the Qibla. Let's see, I'm going to move along here. Oh, there's a little bit in 154 about holy war, jihad. And call not those who are slain in the way of Allah dead. No, they are living, only you perceive it not. So that is the incentive that will be picked out for the jihadists even today, that they do not die. Often people have called jihad, holy war, the 6th pillar of Islam. It's not officially the 6th, but I'm sure in people like bin Laden or others, it is basically a pillar. And you see, the idea is that you don't die. Do you think that's a new idea in Islam? No, it isn't. Read the Maccabee books of the Old Testament, and you'll see that the idea is in the Maccabee books that the people who die in this way, in this war, and so on, don't die. I can't give you the actual passages, but it's in 2 or 3 places, particularly in 2 Maccabees. And also in Daniel, you'll find it. So this was already operating in the Second Temple period. Christian martyrs picked it up from there, and then they felt that they were dying and so on when they sacrificed themselves, and then Islam picked it up even more powerful.